Before there was coronavirus, there was polio. Do you remember the development of the polio vaccine?
Oh, vividly. You know, I remember, I'm sure everybody my age and more remembers the headline in the newspapers. It, all the newspapers, I think they got together. Uh, and all it said was about the polio vaccine. It works. And everybody knew what they were talking about. It was extraordinary. Uh,
Mm.
uh, and everybody felt so happy, and especially at camps like Racket Lake. Uh, when that came out, people were dancing on the baseball field.
At Racket Lake, did you actually ever see any cases of polio where a kid came to camp without polio and left camp with polio?
It's hard to answer. There were a few younger campers from me. I was maybe 13, and these kids were 10 or younger. And it was the younger kids who got polio. A few of the kids got polio, but of a very mild type, and they were never permanently robbed of the use of their arms and legs. And some of them had a very mild case in which they sometimes stumbled, but nobody knew that it was from polio. It was kept very quiet. And in other places, the polio was very severe. And there were a couple places that we were told about of camp students who got polio, and they had to close the camp just to make sure it wasn't going to spread all over the place. It was a very worrisome time. Oh.
I can't imagine running a camp with such risks where you have to worry about every childhood disease for which they'd had no immunizations.
This has nothing to do with as serious as the virus, but at Racket Lake one summer, I and several other kids my age were victims of whooping cough. It's got another name which is more familiar, but all I remember is whooping cough, which
Pertussis.
was
Yeah.
you would. Have you ever seen anybody with whooping cough?
Well, we have a vaccination now.
Oh, well, there was no vaccination.
Yeah.
You, without you being able to stop it, you would be forced, your breath would be forced to be, I forget whether it was in or out. I had it really badly.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, you would draw in your breath and out would come this, I can't do it now, this terrible, deep, ragged cough for quite a few minutes. And then you would go like this, to sort of get it out of your system. And then it would come back 4 or 5 times. It was really miserable. And I and 4 other kids had it so bad and were so catching that they had a small, it wasn't a hut, it was nice facilities, but it was separated and small for all of the kids who had it, which I did, and almost till the end of the summer. And they had to get the permission of our parents to let them stay at camp, even though they might be isolated. So my parents readily agreed because they had their tickets to Europe. they'll be fine.